Hi class 10 students, welcome back again. So today we are going to start the lesson number 9. A pumping organ is needed to push the blood around the body along with a network of tubes to reach all the tissues. So to push the blood around our body along with a network of tubes to reach all the tissues, there should be a pumping organ. Network of tubes, that means the blood vessels. So this is the heart, which is the pumping organ. From the heart, the aorta divides to form arteries. Okay, this is the aorta, and the aorta divides to form arteries. On reaching the tissues, the arteries divide and redivide into smaller vessels called capillaries. So these arteries, on reaching the tissues, it divides and redivides into smaller vessels called capillaries. Now, exchange of materials takes place between the blood and the surrounding cells across the thin walls of the capillaries. So exchange of materials, it takes place between the blood and the surrounding cells across the thin walls of the capillaries. Clear everyone? Now see here, the capillaries join together to form veins. So these capillaries join together to form veins, which take the blood away from the organ towards the heart. So vein carries the blood away from the organ towards the heart. Now see here the blood vessels. First one is arteries and the second one is veins. So arteries carries blood away from heart, whereas veins brings back blood to the heart. Clear? Arteries have to tolerate high pressure, whereas veins do not tolerate high pressure. Arteries, they have thick and elastic walls, whereas veins, they do not have thick wall. They have valves to prevent backflow of blood. So veins have valves which prevent the backflow of blood. Alright, now see the difference between arteries and veins. So in arteries, blood from heart to different parts, whereas in veins, blood from different parts to heart, means vice versa. In arteries, blood is under high pressure, whereas in veins, blood is not under high pressure. In arteries, it has thick and elastic walls. The walls of arteries are very thick and elastic ones, whereas in veins, it has got thin walls and less elastic. In arteries, the valves are absent, okay, but whereas in veins, valves are present to prevent backflow. Arteries carry oxygenated blood except pulmonary artery. So arteries, they carry the oxygenated blood, but there is an exception. Pulmonary artery, they do not carry the oxygenated blood, whereas in veins carry deoxygenated blood except pulmonary veins. So here also there is an exception where veins carry the deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary veins. I hope everyone is clear. So here oxygenated means pure oxygen, and deoxygenated means pure carbon dioxide. Impure carbon dioxide. Now let us see the double circulation diagram. This one is the lung capillaries, where these are the pulmonary veins from lungs. This one is the aorta to the body, and these are the capillaries in the body part from the lungs. Clear everyone? Now see the network of capillaries. These are the network of capillaries. So this is the diagram for double circulation. So circulation has blood and lymph. Now let us learn about lymph. Now blood is made up of two components. So the two components are liquid and cells. Now see, liquid has got plasma and cells has RBC, that means the red blood cells, WBC, the white blood cells, and the platelets. So these are called platelets. So if we remove the cells from the blood, what remains is plasma. So if we remove the cells from the blood, only plasma will remain, right? And the plasma is made up of water, proteins, and some dissolved solutes. So this plasma, it is made up of water, proteins, and dissolved solutes. Now see, this is the heart, this one is the artery, this is the capillary, this one is the tissue, and the space between the tissue is called the tissue spaces, and the blue one is called the vein. Now when blood flows through the capillaries, some amount of water, proteins, and dissolved solutes escape out from the pores of the capillaries into the tissue space. So see, there are some pores present in the capillaries. So when blood flows through the capillaries, there are some amount of water, proteins and dissolved solids. They escape out from those pores of the capillaries into the tissue space. Alright, then this forms the tissue fluid. So this yellow portion is called the tissue fluid. It is also called as lymph. It is light yellow in color. So this tissue fluid is called the lymph, which is light yellow in color. It is similar to blood plasma except that it has very less amount of proteins in it. So this lymph, it has got a very less amount of proteins in it, which is similar to that of blood plasma except it has got less amount of proteins in it. Now lymph drains into lymphatic capillaries from the tissue spaces, which finally open into the veins. Now see, this is the lymphatic capillaries. So lymph, it drains into the lymphatic capillaries from the tissue space, which finally open into the veins. Clear everyone? Now this lymph carries digested and absorbed fat from the intestine and drains excess fluid from extracellular space back into the blood. So this lymph, it carries the digested and the absorbed fat from the intestine and then it drains excess fluid from extracellular space back into the blood. I hope everyone is clear till here. A system to repair the damage from time to time if it is damaged. Now see the repair of the damaged network. The platelets. So platelets is a type of blood cell. A cut damages the network of blood vessels, causes leakage in a closed system. Now can you see the cut here? So this cut, it damages the network of blood vessels, which causes leakage in a closed system. This would leads to loss of blood and loss of pressure. Can you see it here? This leads to loss of blood and also loss of pressure. So this reduces the efficiency of the pumping system. It reduces the efficiency of the pumping system. So the blood platelets do the work of plugging these leaks by clotting the blood at the point of injury. So the role of blood platelets is to do the plugging these leaks by clotting the blood at the point of this injury. And here the blood platelets, they clot the blood at the point of injury. So guys, this is all about lecture number 9. So thank you students.